Hello, Sakai here from Lion's Thread, and still figuring out the full nature of all of the posts that will go up on this channel. I mean, obviously, there will be things related to my attempts to do textile processing and the like, but I figure there should also be some puff pieces. So, the thing I wanted to talk to you about today was kind of the concept of the social discourse online. One of the big things that you will see is a lot of complaining. It's a lot of this is bad and this is bad and things are terrible and you know can't get a date to save my life. My children are making my life terrible, or my wife divorced me. All these different things, and it's all important. It's all valid, but I think it's missing an issue. I think it's missing an important point, and I think it's also a little bit by design because the more you complain, the more you put yourself in a position where you're looking for someone else to save you, because that's what a complaint is. It's a cry for help. It's saying things are terrible, this needs to be fixed. And there's nothing wrong with recognizing that there are problems, but you need to put yourself in a position where you're no longer just complaining, you're acting. The phrase that have started I've come up with is the best answer to a trial is a test. So, in other words, a trial being a problem, a situation, something that you would complain about. Well, if you're going to find the answer to that, you're going to need to test and find a solution. So, that would be my statement to you. If there is a problem, see if you can't get yourself to the point where you can start testing solutions. And I know that's a tall ask for big things like my economic situation is terrible. I can't afford to live. Those are very big problems. But big problems are usually a combination of many small ones all compounding. And so you will need to break it down, break it down, and break it down. And you might need to talk to some friends if you have them, or do some online discourse. Uh, find a forum that you feel comfortable talking to people about those sorts of things, and just break it down and break it down until you've got it to actionables. But I say all of that, and I'll give you one small example. For instance, I used to live in Washington, the state. A very expensive place to live. Like, you can find a 5-bedroom house for $2 million out there. And that was 10 years ago? It was a while ago. I have no idea what the price of things are up there right now because I don't have to care about that anymore. I couldn't afford to live out there. And so I made the decision that I needed to go. I needed to leave. And I started putting the pieces together to figure out what I needed to do to go. And there was a lot that had to happen. I had to let go of a lot of things that I owned. I basically left most of the things that I owned over there. And what I could keep, I shipped it over to my new port of call, which at the time would be Jacksonville. There's another story there. But yeah, I shipped it to my new port of call. Well, actually, it was Kansas first, then Jacksonville, but I digress. And my port of call was a place that I could afford to live, and a place that I could find work. And granted, the first job I got was overnight custodial duty. Not exactly the most sterling of jobs, but it was consistent, and it made me the money I needed to survive. That, combined with the fact that I had family in Kansas that I could go to and hang out with, that was a blessing. So I looked at the situation I was in and decided what I needed to do, broke it down, and made my way over. So it's one of the things you've got to ask yourself when you've got a big problem and you find yourself complaining about it regularly. The next step is, okay, what's a solution I can test? And maybe you'll find your answer there. Anyway, that's all I've got for today. I hope I've given you something worth thinking about. So, ta-ta for now.